In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can make a connection between the Freqtrade trading bots you are running and the Home Assistant instance that is running all your Domotica at home. Now, previously I used a simple Debian server with Portainer and a Docker container for each service I used, but after that service broke, I thought it would be more secure to have all these services run within their own container, or a virtual server for that matter. So I built a new server and installed Proxmox and installed different virtual servers that run dedicated services. So let me show you here. You see I have two instances. This is another server I am currently installing for failover services. But this is my main server, and you can see here that I have a special server that only runs trading bots. And here I have a server that is running Home Assistant. And the whole point of this video is to show you how you can make a coupling or a connection between the trading bots that are sending messages and Home Assistant that can fetch information from your trading bots to show you these nice dashboards. Here I have 4 bots. The overview, of course, which is accumulation of the information from these different panels. Here I have bot 1. These are currently just installed, so there's nothing happening at the moment. However, bot 2 and bot 3 already had some trades, but losses nonetheless. And bot 4 also has another strategy running and also did not have any trades in the last couple of weeks. And all these bots are running these strategies. Now, before I show you what I did to make the bots and the Freqtrade communicate with each other, you have to know that I had to alter configurations on the bots config and also on the Home Assistant side. So let's consider this in a drawing that I prepared. Here it is. You have to see that this is the Proxmox environment, and or this complete picture is the Proxmox environment, but this is the virtual server that contains the bots. And this is the virtual server that contains Home Assistant. Now, you have to know that each time that there is an event on the bot, like a trade entry or a trade exit, then the Home Assistant server has to be informed about this event, because Home Assistant is polling most of the time within a certain time frame, like each 5 minutes or so. But if it polls each 5 minutes, and within these 5 minutes there is a trade or multiple trades, then it could miss these trade events. Now, there's something nice about the Freqtrade program, because it can also send messages to other services like Telegram or Discord with webhook messages. And in this case, I also created an additional webhook configuration in the config.json of these bots. And through this, I can send messages to the Home Assistant server. So if I add a config or some lines to the config for bot 1, then it can send to Home Assistant these events. Oh, wrong one. Now, the other side, Home Assistant can also poll bots for some statuses. And for that, I also have to alter at the Home Assistant side the configuration files. Now, for each bot, there also in every case, there has to be a configuration file for each bot, because if Home Assistant receives webhook messages under normal circumstances, it doesn't know what to do with these. So Home Assistant does have to know these bots. But besides telling Home Assistant what to do with these messages, it can also be configured to fetch certain information that is not time sensitive, like the amount of trades made, or the status of each bot, or let's say the drawdown or the profits, or how many trades it made, stuff like that. And you can see this all in the dashboards over here, the total amount, if there are any activities or open trades. Now, well, this is on bot 2, for example, recent trade history, total trades. This is all done by the Home Assistant side, but if there are trade events, then these would be sent through the webhook messages from the bot themselves. I hope you understand what I'm talking about here. So let's open one of the configuration files of the bot and see what's going on over there. Oops. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you to see. Okay, if I go down, then these are the webhook configurations that are used to send messages to, in this case, Telegram or Discord. And what I did is add another webhook that sends messages to this IP address, and this is the IP address of my Home Assistant server on port 8123. And you can see this is the API of Home Assistant. Now you can see here that these messages are sent. Entries, entry fills, entry cancel, exit of the trade, the exit fill, exit cancel, and eventually statuses. And these are specific trade messages that can only be done by the bot side, because Home Assistant will never know at which moment it should pull the bot with a trade, for a trade. And this complete configuration file is loaded when I start my service, and at that moment it will send these messages, if there are trades of course, to Home Assistant. Now if I open the Home Assistant side, then I have to go to File Editor, and there are a couple of configurations that you have to add and alter to make everything work. The first file that I have to add, or that you have to add, is a secrets.yaml file, because in this secret.yaml file are all the passwords that you have to use to enter the bot. And you can see here I have a couple of bots, which all has the same password and username, which is absolutely not advisable, of course, especially when you have a bot that is facing the internet. But in my case, it's all private, and it only accepts the IP addresses within my home network. And if I open one of the bots here, for example, Freqtrade, then I can only enter this by using these password and username combinations. And here I am using the Arcane, one of my own strategies, which is not performing very well at the moment, but hey, I just started it a couple of weeks ago, and it doesn't do a lot of trades under these market circumstances, so I'm happy that it doesn't lose much money at this moment. Hopefully when the bull market is arriving, then it will perform as is expected from the backtests I did from it. Okay, now if you have made this file with the password and the username combinations, then it's time to alter the configuration.yaml file of Home Assistant itself. And I have to search for it. Where is it? It's this one. Okay. What I did here is I added these two lines, and this line especially says that if you restart Home Assistant, then it should also include this directory and all the configuration files that are within this directory, as if they were part of this complete file. And why I did this is that in this way I can separate the main configuration file from configuration files that are server specific or service specific. Okay, so let me open one of these packages files. Here you can see all the services and servers that I am using at the moment. And let's take a bot 2, for example, here the YAML file. I have a hard time to make it a little bit bigger. Now in this first section here, there are the triggers, which the webhook trigger listens for these post requests that are sent by the bot. Each of them is configured over here. So if the bot or if a Home Assistant, receives a webhook event, then it stores these events in the sensor bot to last events section, and it will store values like the bot name, the type, the trade ID, pair, profit percentage, status, open rate, close rate, everything that is sent by the bot. It also listens for push events, and it will also store the last 25 trades in a small log type for logging purposes. Now the second block here, let me scroll a little bit down. This block defines the sensors that can be used in the dashboard. So these sensors are based on the API, where Home Assistant is fetching the information from the trading bot itself. And you can see these sensors contain, win rate, profit factor, the total trades it can fetch. It can also fetch the winning trades, losing trades. Well, you can read it for yourself. And these sensors are fetched from the bot. But eventually the sensors do not do anything if the Home Assistant server does not know where it gets the information from. And so that's where this REST block is coming in. Here I define the IP address of the bot with its port number, and also here I define the username and password. And this is where the other secrets.yaml file comes in, because it reads that file and uses the username and the password from that file for this bot. You see all the JSON attributes. Here also resource, and it goes on and on and on for the bot open trades. Here it fetches the bot's health, and this information is what I think. Here you can also see the scan interval. In this case, every 300 seconds or every 5 minutes, this information is fetched. But here it is fetched every minute. And here also. Okay, now this last section over here is called the automation section. And this section reacts to sensor changes. It watches the bot's last event, and when it detects an exit fail, then it creates a Home Assistant persistent notification saying that the trade is closed, including the pair, the profit, profit absolute, close rate, exit reason, and so on. And finally, this last section is the debug and logging section, where it watches the bot's last event, and every time that changes, it writes a warning level log entry to Home Assistant to its file system log, so I can see it in the debug section of Home Assistant. So this is basically it, the complete configuration. It is a lot, and I will leave everything on my Patreon site, of course, for you to download. So eventually you can all download these configuration files, install it in Home Assistant and on your bot itself, and hopefully then it runs directly at the first go. But the nice thing is, of course, the dashboard. So let me open it one more time. And here is where all the nice things come from. The mirrors en de spiegeltjes en de kraaltjes, zeggen ze in het Nederlands. All the nice graphs that you can show to your friends how well your bots are performing. Well, not my bots, of course, but you know what I mean. You can also download this complete configuration YAML file from my Patreon site. So you can just copy and paste it or use this as an inspiration. But now how to adjust one of these dashboards? It's pretty simple in Home Assistant nowadays. You just create a dashboard, you click on the plus, and then you choose one of the tiles you want to see on the dashboard. So let's say I just want to have a sensor, and here I search for bot 2 in this case, And now you can see all the sensors that were defined in the configuration file for this bot, that they can be found over here. So if I use open trade count, for example, well, there's no open trades. But if I search for another one, let's see, close profit perhaps. Here you can see the close profit is a minus 0.5%. And you can fill this, and you can fill your dashboard all the way up to its brim with all these kinds of informations. So this is the way I have configured Freqtrade and Home Assistant to make them connect with each other. And now the nice thing about this is that I can make use of much more nice graphs than Freqtrade itself, and I can even add multiple bot performances with each other on this main overview page. And what I also can do is install the Home Assistant app on my phone, and then it can connect to Home Assistant over the internet and show the performances of my bots to my friends without having to expose the bots to the internet themselves, because I can see the performances here through these dashboards, like a proxy. Also, if you are addicted to Home Assistant and its many possibilities, like I have in the past couple of months, then I believe you have a golden combination here. I have not even scratched the surface here, because I haven't even started with the creation of automations, so that trading events can evoke other events and do something else. But I think that this is enough information for now. Just download the configs and install these for yourself, and maybe you can show me what you made in a later stage. I think that this is it for now, and if you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!